This video is going to talk to you about the core connection. So the core is made up of the transverse abdominis and the pelvic floor muscles. So we need to know where they both are, and we need to know that we can connect both of them together. And that is what you're aiming to achieve. And the more you do it, the more practice you'll get at it, and then you can use it more whilst you're running. So these exercises in this app will help you strengthen the core area as well. But in order to know what you're supposed to be doing, that's what I'm going to explain to you now. So I want you to just relax. Take your fingers just inside your hip bones and just do a little cough for me. And you should feel movement. That is your transverse abdominis. It runs around the body this way, supporting your back, and it acts like a corset or a big belt. So it's not your six-pack muscle that runs down, but it runs deep inside around this way, like a big belt. So if you just keep your fingers there, breathe into the ribs, as we did in the earlier video about breathing, and breathe out. And at the end of that breath, try and pull in between your hip bones. And again, breathe in to release, and breathe out. So consciously pulling in that muscle that we just used when we were coughing. And again, breathe in, release, breathe out, and draw in. So that's your transverse. Let's think about the pelvic floor. I want you to imagine the pelvic floor is like a sling underneath, supporting everything from the inside out. And you're dying for the toilet, and you're going to just pull in the back passage and underneath, okay? And just trying to hold those muscles together, and then breathe in to release. Breathe out and draw in again, and then breathe in and release. So make sure it's different to what you feel here, okay? Because this is your transverse, and what we're focusing on then are your pelvic floor muscles, of which we have many. Then I want you to think also slightly differently now about your tailbone. So I was getting you to think about your back passage just now. Now I want you to think about your tailbone. Think about your tailbone pulling forwards towards your pubic bone. Imagine there's a piece of string here, and when you pull that piece of string, things are tightening inside. Okay, so I want you to take your breath in. As you breathe out, let the air leave the body to release the pressure, and then start to pull that piece of string forwards, and imagine your tailbone being pulled towards your pubic bone. Now what you must not do is squeeze your glutes at this point. It is not your glutes doing that movement, okay? They are relaxed. It's inside where your pelvic floor muscles are. So breathe in again, breathe out, and just draw your tailbone towards your pubic bone. And go a little bit further this time. Pull, 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 and then you should start to feel the tightening between the hip bones as well. And that's when it's starting to connect with the transverse. If you're finding that really hard, just go away and practice it, and start to regularly think about it throughout your day. And make sure you're always drawing it in on the exhale. And then when you start running, or when you are running, you can start to think about it whilst you're running as well. And we can be really focused on drawing that in and not overusing our shoulders or our glutes whilst we're working out. And then just relax.